We've all heard stories about the parents who take their child's participation in athletics too far, to the point of physically confronting coaches and even other parents. But just because you're not doing that doesn't mean that you can't go too far. So how should parents conduct themselves on the sidelines? The WSJ's Sue Shellenbarger is here to discuss. Welcome to you, Sue.
Thank you, Lee.
This is a really fascinating story because so many people can relate to this. I'm sure it's hard to be a spectator watching your kid out there, but you don't want to overstep your bounds and potentially pressure them and their teammates. So what's the best way to be engaged without acting a fool as a parent?
You don't want to add to the competitive pressure, and that's what a lot of parents do by screaming and yelling. Coaches and experienced league officials say, yell only positive encouragement. Don't try to coach from the sidelines. It'll only confuse your child. Cheer for the whole team and not just your own player. And always try to project the kind of poise and assurance that you're trying to teach your child. And this is very important as sidelines behavior for parents.
Okay, does it embarrass kids when their parents single them out with cheering and other antics or criticize a coach?
This was interesting to me. There's actually some scholarly research on this where researchers ask kids what they want. And kids are embarrassed when parents even single out one player for loud yelling. They want them to cheer for the whole team. And if a parent starts to yell instructions from the sidelines, the kids say, I feel like a remote control toy, like my parent thinks I can't figure this out for myself. And they're embarrassed too when parents attack referees. The kids don't like that. They find it just humiliating.
I'm really hoping that my dad and my brother-in-law are watching this because we're all guilty of that. One professor says that even a statement that seems encouraging, like, come on, you can do it, implies criticism, like the parent thinks the child isn't doing their best. Is that a problem?
I think that I did this as a sports parent myself. You think that you're encouraging your child, come on, you can make this play, but the whole come on tone of it is, you're not doing it yet. Why aren't you doing it yet? So it's really important kids notice these subtleties.
Okay, and you talked with one parent who said she tries to stay calm and tells herself these are 14-year-old kids, they're not going to play in the NFL. But what about the kids who really do want that Division I scholarship? I mean, what about them? Don't you have to be hard on them?
Well, I think it's maybe the coach's job to motivate and train and teach discipline. And the parent's job still is to model enjoyment in watching your child play. This is true even of D1 college athletes. They want their parents to say, I love watching you play. The role of a parent is to support, encourage, and provide a foundation. And sure, guidance if a kid asks questions, but also just to listen and point them in the right direction. But don't get too specific with the instructions and coaching.
Yeah, from the other side of this, there's the argument that we're living in this culture where every child gets a trophy no matter what, and that they're not taught today that in the real world, only winners get trophies and the accolades. So in thinking about all this etiquette, are we coddling our kids too much and maybe setting them up for disappointment in the game of life?
I think that at very young ages, the trophies are maybe overdone. I kind of fall into that camp too. But I think the important thing is to keep your eye on the goal of youth sports, which is to grow better people and teach them to build strong relationships and be good sports and extend themselves physically. And if you keep remembering that that's the goal and you keep your eye on that, the short-term details will fall into place.
Okay, we're going to blast this to all the parents across America, especially the hockey parents.